Well, growth can be defined as irreversible increase in size of an individual, or it can be individual cell, or it can be individual organ, or it can be the entire body parts, all the body parts together, we can say. Now, this increase occurs usually by metabolic activities and by simply growth and division of the cells, each and every of the cell, both inside and that outside of the means organism. I mean to say, outside it means like the external body portion, and inside means the interior portion of the body. So definitely all of this growth, all of this development, everything, it somehow depend with the condition or the things that are synthesized inside the cell, and also the things that are going to come from external source. Now, when we talk about the growth of the plant, it is usually we see the increase in height, uh, means expansion of the leaves, how many leaves, how many foliages it is creating, and even the increase in girth or the width of the plant is what is going to determine the growth in the, or which actually is translated as growth in the plant. Now when we talk about those kind of growth, it is usually what we mean is the is that the plant is increased in size and dimension, both in length, diameter, surface area, everything. And not only that, even the plant, they are going to show some changes, means changes within itself. It's sometimes like the production of the fruits, uh, formation of flower, and even many other features, like all those things, everything will be considered as a part of their growth. Now definitely this growth can be considered into a meristematic phase, the elongation phase, and the maturation phase. Meristematic, where it is complete division; elongation, where the after the division the cells are going to elongate itself; and finally the maturation phase, where each and every of the cell, they uh, like they mature themselves, they form, they differentiate into something functional or something useful, or sometimes even structural also. So all of those things will come under the category of the plant's growth and development. Now whenever we talk about growth and development, the one thing that will always come to our mind, and the one thing that will always is responsible, are the hormones. These hormones are special chemical messenger, as you have already heard about hormone as being the chemical messenger. Now in plant also similar chemical messenger, it does exist, and they all are responsible for like this growth and development of the plant. Okay. Now talking about those growth and development, it is usually what we are going to see, that there are various categories of the hormone that actually exist. Some are growth promoter, some are growth inhibitor. Now the most famous one out of the lot is the one that we all have heard at some point of life, is actually auxin. Now auxin, it is actually a plant growth regulator or a plant growth promoter, and they are actually formed from the amino acid tryptophan, one of the out of like one three aromatic amino acid. This tryptophan, it actually becomes the base molecule for this or the precursor molecule for this hormone. And this hormone, it usually is like synthesized by the meristematic cell. Means the meristematic growth, wherever it's happening, wherever it is taking place, right in that particular region, we are going to find that the auxins are being generated. Now usually they work in in several manner, but the main like property of the auxin is to promote elongation of the cells. Okay, it is mainly, that is the main thing, the main property of this particular hormone. So that's why we are going to find that wherever the hormone are present, it is going to promote elongation. Like for instance, this is a scenario kept here. It is like auxin irradiation causes the terminal bud to point towards the sun. We all have heard about it, isn't it, that if a growing seedling is kept in a room, darkened room, with a pinpoint source, or a one single source of light in one corner, the plant shoot always tends to move towards the source of light. And it is all because what is happening during that particular state is that the source from where the light is coming from, in that particular direction, the auxins are actually all either getting destroyed, or the auxins are synthesized in the opposite or getting accumulated in the opposite side. And thus when it is accumulating in the opposite side, right here, we are going to find that it is promoting the elongation of the cells, and thus that particular side of the plant is actually growing longer, whereas this side it cannot, and hence we see that the bird is turning towards the other side. Let me show you with another diagram. Here you can see that the auxin molecule, it is getting accumulated all in this particular corner. Here you can see the pink dots, they are all auxin molecule. They are getting accumulated in all that particular side, and that is resulting in elongation of all the cells. Means all the cells in the that are there in that particular corner, they are elongating itself, and thus we are finding that the cell, by the elongation, that particular part is actually growing longer and taller, whereas the other side it cannot, and hence the plant is actually moving towards the source of light. So that is how we are finding that auxin molecule is promoting the growth of the cell, and is making the cell move towards, like, or it's actually making the plant rather move towards the source of light. So wherever in the shoot we find auxin is present, the meristematic cells and the first prime, the permanent cells, they all are going to elongate themselves. They are all going to grow longer and taller, and hence they are going to be like making the plant go towards that particular side. Now, talking about that particular point, what is happening here is like the that is promoting the growth. It is somewhere promoting the growth, and it is responsible for the elongation, and thus the means the making the plant taller and taller. Okay, and also definitely it moves towards that side. I was talking about cell elongation. True, that is one of the factor, or one of the property that the auxin that shows, but along with it, it also is responsible for the cell division. It also promotes the division of the plant, and even for abscission, means shedding of the leaves, though other factors are also responsible with it. So this all things are something that will be found. Then I have another slide for apical dominance. I'll show you that later in the end of the slide. So apical dominance is also one of the features that the auxin they show. So all of those things are actually different property of auxin. Now let's learn about the structure of the auxin. So this is actually the most common structure of auxin that you are going to find, and right there you can notice this structure is actually what representing the tryptophan. This is actually what is coming from tryptophan, and then addition of this acetic acid group is actually taking place here. This much is tryptophan, then actually we are going to see that the acetic acid molecule is actually forming. So tryptophan is being modified to indole group, and then an acetic acid is being joined right there, and that actually it what is transforming into indole acetic acid, which is the primary auxin, the natural auxin that we all are familiar with. Other types are there, which is like indole butyric acid. You can see again the same molecule as that of the right there. Wait, right there as the same molecule as that of the indole acetic acid. You're seeing the indole group right there. Same that indole group, it also exists right here, and you can see a butyric acid group is actually added here. So it is indole butyric acid, and third it is indole propionic acid. So these are actually examples of natural auxins. Uh, the synthetic auxin that also exists, means synthetic auxin which are produced in the lab in a separate way, is actually 2,4,5 trichlorophenoxyacetic acid. The molecule structure, it's all numbered, so you can easily clearly see that what is this 2,4,5 trichlorophenoxyacetic acid, or it is in short called 2,4,5-T. So this 2,4,5-T or even 2,4-dichlorophenoxy acid means only position number 2 and position number 4 will have the chlorine group. So it's 2,4-dichlorophenoxy acetic acid, 2,4-D are actually some synthetic auxins that are readily used in the market. Means it is really found in the market, and